In this video, I'm going to talk about how the illusion of reality could be impeding you on your journey to achieve a particular outcome, and give you some tools and techniques that you can implement into your life to actually see some real progress. You see, we live in a world that is filled with filters and highlights and snapshots in time that make things appear a specific way. And when in reality, we have no idea what's actually happening and where we're going. So to give you a particular example, a couple of years ago, I was just starting paddleboarding. It was my first day paddleboarding, and I had my friend take a bunch of pictures of me trying to do a handstand on a paddleboard. And so I can't do handstands on a paddleboard, but I managed to jump up, and she managed to snap the perfect picture of when I was up, and then she snapped a bunch of pictures of me falling after. But what I showed on Instagram was the picture of me in handstand on top of the paddleboard. And what people didn't see is that the 4 other remaining pictures, if you just scroll through the pictures, you would actually see me falling. And in my comments, I say, hey, like, I know I appear super cool, looking like I know I could do a handstand on this paddleboard, but in reality, I can't. And this is what's actually happening. But it was very interesting to see all the engagement and the comments and the likes that I was getting from, oh my God, you're so good. This is great. This is great. And people were texting me like, oh, I wish I can get there. I'm like, I can't do this. This is just a snapshot of what the reality looked like in that specific time. But it was an illusion. It was fake. I don't know how to do handstands on paddleboards. I still don't know how to do them. But hey, according to that picture, I did. And so what oftentimes happens is, as we're trying to reach a particular goal or outcome, we're being exposed to, like, let's say social media. This is the prime example for this. Is we see people on social media with these amazing results, and let's say that they're real. For example, like, someone's got this unbelievable body, and we look at these videos and we're like, wow, I want to be able to do something that's very similar to that. But what we don't often see is we don't see all the steps that's required to take to get there. And so I like to just say, you know, this is what we're seeing, and this is where we're at right now. And due to the conditioning and instant gratifications and how we've been brought up, we've been conditioned to believe that instant gratification and, you know, with a little bit of work, I can get there and I'm fine. However, what we don't see is the actual reality of it and all the steps that it took in order to get to that particular outcome. We don't see that. And so when we're comparing ourselves to get from here to there, it can seem very daunting when we realize that, oh man, you know what, this isn't going to be a quick 1-2. I'm seeing that this is going to require a lot of work. And so sometimes our approach is to create this illusion of reality, is to think that we are actually better than we actually are. And so what this does is it serves to protect our egos. It serves to really it's just that. It protects our egos, and it fills us up with our image and in the way in how we appear in public. And so in that aspect, you're starting to get, oh yeah, look, you're here, this is great. You're saying, oh yeah, I believe I'm there, I'm good, this is all fantastic. However, but in reality, you're down here. And so now you're spending a tremendous amount of energy to try and uphold this image of yourself that you are actually in reality not. And so this could be a particular skill, this could be a particular thing, whatever it is that you're engaging in. And so a lot of this becomes an illusion of reality. Now, to counter this, because let's say you remain this way, and over years, so after the first year, second year, third year, fourth year, over years, if you stay in this illusion of reality, life is going to bring you so many instances and situations to reveal where you are not free. It's going to become more and more of a challenge to appear a specific way, and it's going to be significantly harder, and you're going to be triggered a lot more, and you're going to be frustrated, anxiety, all kinds of things, to then appear in this image which you have no idea of what it even is. And so then you think, oh, okay, I just need to practice these skills and I'll get there. But how do you practice these skills when that's like a level 10 skill when you're just at a level 1? And so to get out of this illusion of reality that we create for ourselves is to first recognize it and recognize that, hey, look, I've created this to help my ego and not really face what's actually going on. And when you do this, this is extremely powerful, because what it is you are actually humbling yourself. And what I call this is the truth assessment. So you sit down and you say, hey, look, like, okay, no one's here, no one's listening, no one's this other than just me. Okay, it's just you and yourself right now. And humble yourself, give yourself an honest assessment. Be like, look, I know I think I'm here. I know I'm telling people I'm here. I know I'm going over here, but in reality, I'm not. In reality, I'm actually at this level, and this is going to take a considerable amount of work to actually achieve what I'm trying to achieve. And I just need to start from there. And when you do that, you then start to shine light on all the shadows that you were having and that were building that fake image, that were building that image of you being here that was built on a foundation of lies and illusions. Instead, you have now started with the truth. And with truth comes acceptance. And with acceptance, you now have the foundations of something truly beautiful. You have extremely powerful foundations that you can then build on. And so here comes the next step, and that's actually one of the funnest steps that I really like. Is I used to be a huge gamer, and in fact, like, we just love games altogether. I mean, everything from way back from the start of the Olympic Games to all the other games that people were playing, to now other kinds of sports, to video games, to board games, to Squid Games. Just kidding, not Squid Games, but all kinds of games. We love to play, and so I was trying to see how can we take my goal that I'm trying to achieve, and gamify it to make it more interesting and more engaging for myself, as opposed to just beating myself up for not being here and being here. And so what I did is I started to turn it and start to go and try to beat my older self. So what it is that every day I identified a list of skills that I want to improve. And by the end of the day, if I've improved those skills, I have then leveled up. So I'll show you here an example for this. My ultimate goal is to become a successful YouTuber and to experience that life and the transformations and growth that comes with that. And what I've identified is that, I can't compare myself to, the top influencers in this space. Like, they've been doing this for years and years, and some people are just naturals at it, and they have considerable more skills than I do. And when I compare myself to that, it's very demoralizing. It's very demotivating at times, instead of it actually being inspiring. And so what I decided to do is just reframe that set of mind, is to look at that as to actually start looking at a lot of these influencers, inspiration of where I'd want to go, and I set my intentions there. However, I didn't base my actions specifically on what they were doing. Instead, I was turning everything internally. So how can I improve the skills that I have? So just like a game, when you're leveling up your characters, I loved RPG games. So when you level up from level 1 to level 2, you unlock all these kinds of skills and you develop them. I've identified 6 skills that I want to work on as I embark on this journey. So one is like content creation, video production, marketing, so knowing how to put the right tags and all that kind of stuff on YouTube, public speaking, so practicing speaking to the camera, looking at the camera, being right in frame and all that kind of stuff. Communication, with putting my actual words and clarity behind the message I'm trying to deliver, and continual self-development, because as I continue down this journey, this is only going to help serve my audience better. And so now, the only thing that I'm focused on at most throughout the day is, am I bettering myself in any one of these skills? And so, for example, I know that as I post these videos, my public speaking skills are improving. At least I hope they are. So if we were looking at public speaking skills, they could be at a level 1 right now. And let's say, I already made another video and my skills have leveled up here. And so with this video, maybe they'll level up to this section here. And eventually I'll gain enough experience to where I graduate and level this to a level 2. And then from there, keep going, keep leveling. And so what this is doing is this has become a video game, essentially like a real life video game for me. And I'm able to then just take these skills at the end of the day and be really, and have that dopamine spike at the end of the day saying like, hey, look, I've really leveled myself up here. And so in conclusion, summarize this video. If you're comparing yourself to people that if you're comparing yourself to the ultimate result, that can be good when you're using it as a source of inspiration. But when you're trying to compare and where you're at and where you're at and where they are at, that's where it can serve against you. And that's because you might have a tendency to create an illusion of your actual reality, pretending that you're further along than you actually are. And what that's going to do is introduce a lot more frustration, a lot more anxiety, and introduce a lot more things that are going to get in your way. And do an honest truth assessment of where you're at and what you're dealing with, and humble yourself on just saying, hey, here's what I need to be doing, and then convert that into a game. What are the skills that I can level up? And day to day, piece by piece, you're going to start leveling up, and before you know it, you're going to actually level up in this area where you used to think that you're actually going to blast past through there, and before you know it, you'll be at the top. You'll be exactly where you're at. So hope you found a lot of value with this video. I didn't forget this time. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.